Hey guys, I finally got everything together for my Thru-Hike, and I'll show you what I'm going to be carrying. We'll start with the pack. This is a Blaze AC60 by Granite Gear, and it's a great pack. The only things I changed about this pack is I shortened some of the adjustment straps on it just to take off some of the weight, and I sewed myself a hip belt just out of some cloth that I used on the other stuff sacks too. For my water, I will have two platypus bags, one clean, one dirty, and I'll be using the Sawyer Squeeze, the bigger version. I had the smaller version, but I hated it. Just took way too long to filter any water. This one's way better. On this side, I have my buff and bandana that I sewed a loop in, so if it's wet I can hang it on my pack to dry while I'm hiking. I'll just use that for cleaning up anything. And in the front pocket, I'll be carrying two carabiners. This carabiner I'll use for bear bags and things like that, and this one will stay on my pack for hanging the bandana and hanging my socks. I also sewed loops onto my hiking socks, so if I need to hang them up to dry, I can do that. And here, this is my rain cover. It's the one from Granite Gear, and my rain jacket. I just keep them in the same pouch. And a Toke's titanium long-handled spoon. It's the best piece of gear that you can get. I've used it a bunch and it's awesome. I even use it at home. And my tarp. I have another video on how I set this up with my trekking poles, so you can check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description. The stakes for my tarp, I changed from my last video. I said I had 6 stakes. I put in 4 more, just so I can have more flexibility on setting it up. And my ground sheet, it's a tie back ground sheet. And 50 feet of rope for a bear bag, and about 25 feet for hanging out my tarp. In the main compartment, on top I keep my sandals. I made these. I took off the plastic things of Old Navy sandals, and I just got some paracord and some washers and sewed up these sandals. They're sort of like Huarache sandals. They just go around my heel, and I like them so far. They're a lot better than spending a lot of money on them. I think these I ended up spending a total of $1.15 maybe to make these. So on the very top, I keep my food bag. It's from Z-Packs. And going down the side, I have my thermarest inside a stuff sack that I made. And this is my cook kit. I'll show you what's inside here in a second. My bag of electronics and other things. I have 2 bags of, this one's more hygiene stuff, and then electronics. I'll show you what's in both of these. And my cook kit is a GSI. I think it's the Soloist. I think that's what it's called. I'm going to be carrying the waterproof little sink thing because I might cook over the fire. Sometimes this will get black. Then I can put that back in there, and I won't get the blackened pot stuff all over the rest of my gear inside my bag. And I'll have the bowl and some alcohol for my alcohol stove, like a quarter of a little scrubby thing. And this is my stove. I made a little sack for it. Inside I have, this is my lid. Instead of carrying the lid that came with it that was plastic, I hated that thing. I always felt like it was gonna melt. I just have two of these, two pieces of tin foil I can put over it because this works great and it's even lighter. So if that ever breaks down, I'll just get another piece of tin foil in town. Lighter inside here, and it's just a Coke can stove that I made with a windscreen that I made. So you just fill this with alcohol, put about an ounce in, and hook the two edges of this windscreen together like that, and put in these two titanium tent stakes like this, and cooks like that with a lid. Yep. And I mostly eat out of this so that I don't have to wash my pot, because it's a lot easier to wash. And I have a little piece of tin foil that's the shape of that I can put to the shape of this before I cook to put out the stove if I don't use all the alcohol. Inside my electronics bag, I have my iPhone, a battery that's the same size as my iPhone. It came out of a Mophie case. I'm not going to be carrying the Anchor battery, at least at the beginning, because I'm trying to get my weight down. I took out a few things of electronics from my last video. I will have my headlamp, same as the last video. Pocket knife, a SOG Flash 1. I have 2 additional 32 gigabyte cards for my GoPro. That is on my hiking stick, and it will stay that way. This is a bug head net that I made. I'm going to be carrying this the whole way. And a fishing kit. I have 2 fish hooks in there. About 30 feet of string, I think, around a little plastic thing, and a claw of a lure. This thing weighs, I think it was 3/8 of an ounce, so it's worth it to carry it. Maybe I'll catch 1 fish the whole time. It'll still be worth it. My Anchor charger that charges 2 at once at the same speed as a regular outlet. Cords an iPhone mini USB and micro USB. An extra flashlight, because I don't have the other battery that I can charge this one up on. I'm gonna carry this. This one's pretty light for emergencies when this goes out, because I know it will. And I have an extra lighter inside here. And inside my toiletries bag, I guess you could call it, I have some stuff for paint. I have a retainer, tweezers, nail clippers, and a small pair of scissors. And I have half a toothbrush and a small thing of toothpaste. This is a repair kit for my Thermarest air mat in case something happens to that. I have a needle and about 6 feet of thread in case if anything goes wrong with any of the gear. I made a lot of my own gear, so the stitching on it might not be as good as some of the gear you buy, so I'm definitely carrying something to fix that up. Some earplugs in case there's a lot of people snoring in a shelter. Some chapstick, some medical tape, a little bit of hand sanitizer. I'm going to be picking up some camp soap. I don't have that yet though. A couple hair ties because I have long hair. And I have a little bit of extra toilet paper in this bag in case I run out of the other one. Lots of toilet paper. And I have a, what are they called? A Moleskin Journal, I think that's what they're called. And the first section of the AWOL's guide I have up into Virginia. I'm carrying that section. And then a Sharpie pen just to journal with. My North Face thermal ball. And my North Face gloves. All my clothes, I have another video too in I have another video to them, and I can put a link in the description. And instead of using a waterproof stuff sack, I just stuck my camp clothes inside my rain pants, so I don't have to carry something extra. My socks, my leggings, and my long sleeve shirt. And I won't really be using these rain pants as rain protection. I'll mostly be using them when it's cold. And my Z-Packs 20 degree sleeping bag inside of a Sea to Summit event waterproof bag. I did a review on this and an unboxing video. You can check those out if you want to know more about this sleeping bag. It's great. On my shoulder, I'll have a watch that I pulled the handles off and soldered on a little loop so I could hook it to my shoulder. So that's everything that I'll be carrying, all the updated stuff from my last videos. All of that stuff, including the first leg of food, weighs 19.1 pounds. So I took the weight down a lot. It was at like 32 before. The only thing that doesn't include is water, so I'll be carrying 1 liter of water at a time unless I know there's going to be space in between with a dry area. I forgot how I'll be carrying these trekking poles. I showed them in my other video. I won't be starting out with my Nikon, my DSLR, because I've been having problems with my left knee on my IT band, so I've been doing a lot of stretches and exercises that will help strengthen that up. And I got a brace thing it's not in yet, but I'm going to try that out. So I took off a lot of weight on my pack, mostly electronics, because I'd rather hike than hurt my knee and not be able to hike and hike without things that I wanted to hike with. So that's everything. If you want to check out some of my other videos, I go into more detail on some of the stuff I'll be carrying. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or comments, I'd love to hear them, so leave them in the comments section. Thanks.